What's going on, Barber World? This is your girl, Sheeta Barber, coming at you with another video. And in this video, we're going to really focus on doing some locks today. This is my husband. It's time for him to get a retwist. So we're going to jump right into it. As you can see, the background is different. And I am at Andy's Barber and Style Shop on today. So, of course, I have my own oil mixture that I put in the hair. I don't use gel unless gel is requested. So this is my mixture that I put in to do my retwist, and we're gonna get my husband right today. You're gonna see me do some locksmithing on some of his locks that really needs it, and he's getting 2-strand twists in the back. He's gonna get some barrel locks up top. I am gonna do a haircut on him, but the haircut is not gonna be recorded. So let's get right into it. 2-strand twist in the back. So with this method, I twist the locks with both hands and then I cross them, and that's just a method of me doing my 2-strand twist. That way I can get that tight rope look. When I do my 2-strand twist, I don't try to twist it very tight at the root, because when I'm doing the 2-strand twist, it's going to begin to get tight anyways. So what I do is I twist it to where it's a firm twist, and then when I begin to do the 2-strand twist, I don't try to grip it so far towards the scalp, because that rope is going to start to get closer and closer to the scalp as I go further down in the 2-strand twist. And when I secure the 2-strand twist at the bottom, I fold the ends up just a little, and then I secure it with a rubber band. Now, when I use my rubber bands, I don't try to put them on so tight, because after a while, the rubber band begins to kind of grip the hair some. So what I do is I may wrap it 3 to 4 times, and that's it. I don't try to wrap it past 4 at all, because I don't want to take out my client's hair. I don't want to take out my husband's hair. I don't want to take out anybody's hair. And I always recommend that my clients cut the rubber bands out instead of trying to take them out on their own, because when you try to take them out by hand, the rubber band still tends to grip the hair and pull hair out that doesn't need to be pulled out. And we want as less breakage as possible to make sure we keep these locks strong at all times. Now, cutting it out will help release the rubber band very fast, not giving it time to grip the hair. Most of the time when we pull rubber bands out, we tend to roll them down our hair, and that rolling method will cause the rubber band to grip your hair. If you ever did anything crazy like I did when I was a kid, I took one of those big those brown rubber bands, and I rolled it up and down my arm. And you can do that with one of these little black rubber bands, and you will feel that rubber band grip the little hair that is on your arm. So that's one reason why we don't want to drag the rubber bands down our ends or down our hair. Even when I'm doing 2-strand twists just on regular hair, I don't like to use rubber bands very tight at the scalp. It's not good for the hair. So as you can see, when I'm doing these 2-strand twists, as I get closer towards the bottom, the 2-strand twist tends to get tighter at the top, at the root, at the scalp. And that's why you don't need to over twist the hair when you're doing a retwist, and then you don't have to grip it so tight at the root when you're getting ready to do the 2-strand twist, because it's going to work its way up to the scalp anyways. And there'll be less tension on your client's scalp, and there's less breakage on the hair, because when the hair is too tight at the scalp, the hair is going to, it's going to pull from the follicle. And that tightness is just more and more pull on the follicle until it begins to loosen. And by the time it loosens, you've probably lost 2 or 3 strands of hair out of your follicles. So be careful when putting rubber bands on your client's hair, and be careful when over braiding or when you're doing your retwists and styles too tight, because that pull on the hair actually causes breakage at the follicle, at the scalp. Well, it's really not even breakage, it's pulling the hair out of the follicle. So again, it doesn't take much, and you don't have to have a heavy hand when doing these 2-strand twists or doing these retwists. And when I do my partings, I try to get the hair that's loose instead of the hair that's actually trapped inside of the lock. I don't want to necessarily separate hair that's locked in with the locks, because that also causes breakage. So when you see me do my partings, like right here after I pull all the hair down, what I do is I comb the hair up at the above row. I don't start at the parting. I start a little bit above the parting, just so I can get the hair that's supposed to be in that lock. And then the bottom row that I'm getting ready to retwist, I comb that down also. And that helps separate the hair way better at the parting. And then I can see those little bitty strings that I need to make the parts slightly straighter. Now, if your client is freeform, it's best to just leave the lock as is. You can try and separate some of the little hair, but I wouldn't try to do too much. I wouldn't try to get those partings super straight, because you're gonna be ripping hair from one lock just to put it in another one, and that's not good. That's not good for the integrity of the lock, and it's definitely not good for the hair, because that's gonna cause some breakage also. And you want your client locks to last as long as possible, as long as they plan on having them in their head. So less breakage, again, is best for locks. And after I do my small partings, and as you can see, when I part through the locks, he doesn't squint or anything, and my husband has a sensitive scalp, so I pretty much learned off of him the do's and the don'ts, and learn how to do things without causing any pain, any breakage, or anything like that. But as you can see, he doesn't squint. It doesn't hurt, because I'm not snatching hair from one lock that's actually locked inside his locks. And yes, you'll always hear me say locks. You'll never hear me say dreadlocks, because there's nothing dreadful about our hair. I don't care what type of hair you have, 4C, 4B, 4A. Your hair is beautiful. Your hair is kinky. Your hair is coily. Your hair is curly. And because of that, our hair tangles easily. And if you want to be able to detangle your hair and for it to be more manageable, please always do it when your hair is wet. That is the best time to detangle. And also use product when you're detangling your hair. There is nothing wrong with your hair. Your hair is not nappy. Your hair is not dreadful. And your hair is beautiful. You are beautiful. So back to the video. I'm parting that lock, getting those hairs from one lock to the next that shouldn't even be there, and we're getting it back into the correct lock and doing a 2-strand twist. Twisting the loose hair down the lock and doing the locksmithing method to make it more slender, more smooth, more round, and so that it doesn't look very frizzy. And again, I'm doing a rope twist. When I do my rope twist, I twist both locks in both hands, and then I cross them, and I do that all the way down, and that gives you a very tight rope look. Now, I've been using my oil mixture in his hair since he's gotten his locks. He got his locks in December of 2021. I believe December 21st. We are now in December of 2024. But I will say that this video was done back in October. So this is the length of his hair. And when we first started his locks, he had, I would like to say, 2 inches of hair. So this is 2 years shy of 3. So, 2 years, 10 months of hair growth. And since he's had his locks, he has not had a detox. There was no need for a detox because of the product that I use in his hair. Now, I'm not against gel. I just choose not to offer gel. But I have gel on hand if a client requests gel. So using this oil mixture has caused me not to have to actually do a detox on him. Now, the type of detox I did do on him was a scalp detox, not a lock detox, because his hair isn't full of gel product that's been wrapped and trapped inside his locks. He got a scalp detox because he had flakes in his scalp. His scalp tends to get a little buildup every now and then, and even with that, he's only had one scalp detox since he's had these locks. So with most of my clients, especially if I start them off, they don't get lock detoxes. It's been a while since I've had to do a lock detox, unless somebody came in that previously got their hair done by someone else, and I would give them a detox because I would have to recommend it because their locks are heavy and hard, and I want to give them a fresh start. And I let them know that, hey, I use oil mixtures, my own mixture on my locks to refrain you from getting a detox, because if I can refrain you from getting a detox, I'm saving you money also. And it keeps the locks more healthy in my opinion. And as you can see, even without me using gel, the retwist looks very good. It looks very nice. You don't need gel all the time to make the hair more manageable. I will say that some textures may have to have gel sometimes because everybody's hair is different. The density is different, and some people's hair may break at the root more than others because of the type of hair they have. I've seen this before. Didn't know I would see it before, but when you do, as you get into this and you do all different types of hair, you will see that the hair is different. So you may need to use gel, but you don't have to use a pound of product in your client's hair, because that pound of product just makes them have to come and get detoxes. And I'd rather save my clients money than to run up bills on my clients. Because for one, they're going to appreciate the fact that I'm educating them on their hair. They're going to appreciate the fact that I'm trying to save them money. And they're going to keep coming back just based off of that. So right here, this is where I'm doing the barrel locks. I like to start my barrel locks off with at least 1 2-strand twist. And then I go from side to side, crossing the barrel locks over. If I have 3 rows that I'm putting into one barrel lock, I always start with the middle lock first, then side to side, middle lock, side to side, middle lock, side to side. That helps me out, and it's way better for me. I'm not sure how everybody else do theirs, but that's exactly how I do mine. And I'm doing a 2-strand twist at the end of the barrel locks, and with this 2-strand twist being so thick, he's able to shape the lock in the direction that he wants to shape it. So it's not just sticking out in the back of his head, not sticking out from the side of his head, but he can actually bend the lock and it'll stay in that direction. And I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, these are the results. As you can see, he doesn't have a haircut right now, but the haircut was done at the end. My husband is not an enhancement type of guy, so of course his haircuts are always going to be more natural than anything. Lineups are more natural than anything, and this is the product. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop your comments, tell me your thoughts. If you're a loctician and you do locks, tell me how do you do everything. Y'all have a blessed evening.